Casey Israel again, and this is Video Game Hunting, episode 50, part 2. So I just got out of work not too long ago, and I'm having a little bit of a headache. It's been a brutal heat. I cannot wait. It's supposed to get cooler soon. I cannot wait. I'm sick of going through my bandanas. Like, a lot of times I'll rotate through my bandanas, like, all the time, like, during the day. Sometimes, when it's really, really bad, I'll probably go through a row of them twice. But, I can't wait. I function a lot better in the cold than the heat. I'm warm. I don't care about it being warm, but it being hot. Like when I got out, it said 100 degrees. Now it's been fluctuating between 99, 93, 90. Now it's back up to 95. So I'll have to work tomorrow too, but I'll get some good pay out of this, and not a lot of hard work, just pulling I'm gonna be doing peeling decals. I can switch my brain off and just listen to music while I do decals. That's why a lot of times I don't mind doing. Some people hate pulling decals because it can be very tedious. For me, I'm like, I got a pattern. I got it down. I use the heat. I warm up about 2 letters, and sometimes if it has a dark look or a wet look, a lot of times I'll go to the letter right beside it and start peeling that off. So, but there was one time we had hired a guy from a temp agency, and they put him on this. He quit like a day or 2 after. He hated that. He wanted to do what I usually do normally, maintenance on trailers. But he did not like that. Like, I'm not crazy about it, but sometimes I don't mind it because, like I said, I can switch my brain off for a while and just listen to music or listen to podcasts or wherever. Sometimes I'll listen to wrestling documentaries like Dark Side of the Ring. Like I was listening to the new one with the plane ride from hell. I'm like, Ric Flair, people are worried about Flair gonna get painted badly. I mean, all of them kind of got painted a little bit badly. Not super badly. I mean, it didn't look good for Ric Flair because everyone else either got heavily punished or fired being on that plane ride and did something like that, while Ric Flair got away with it pretty much. I mean, just like Jim Ross said, he was the main man. While, Scott Hall was pretty fucked up. Justin Credible felt like he was in trouble, but he shouldn't have, because he was the one wheeling Scott Hall out. Well, Scott Hall should have knew better, but he was an addict or an alcoholic, so kind of not you're not thinking clearly. Huh. Interesting. Looks like this building that was all jacked up from that tornado. It looked horrible. For a while, they left a bunch of broken windows. Seems like they're repairing a lot of it. But, I'm wondering now if that's why Ric Flair got released. I mean, because they're like, well, we know Plane Ride from Hell's coming on the top side of the ring, so we better be on top of that and release Ric Flair. But right now, it's probably a better time for him anyways, because I always thought about this. I mean, being part of the WWE Legend contract, I don't know how much they make, but someone like Ric Flair, he can make money being on his own. I mean, he could go to like AEW. I'm hearing rumors of him being Andrade manager. It makes sense. I mean, his daughter's dating Andrade. And Chavo's okay. Having freaking Vicky Guerrero was not a good move. But if you put Ric Flair with him, I mean, he's already dressed up kind of like Flair a little bit, so I think it would be perfect. And then, Flair was hitting NWA. He was hitting, AAA. I mean, he could go to anywhere and do anything he wants. Go to the Indies, and he can always make probably way more money doing that than doing the WWE Legends contract. But other people wouldn't be able to, but Ric Flair definitely could pull that off. But I'm at the First Vintage Stock, and I'm probably going to go to the game store. I'm not sure just yet, but I'll talk to you in a few. and I'm back. And saw a couple cool stuff. I took a bunch of pictures and footage for you guys inside this vintage stock. One of the cooler things is that they had a PS3 Slim in its box. Not the super slim, not that really bad looking one, but the slim. I mean, you got the fat, the slim, and the super slim. I always want the fat version of consoles. I mean, I always think that the PS3 original looked sexy as hell. I mean, PS4, especially the original one, it was okay. It was, but while PS3 was kind of sexy looking, and kind of like how the PS5 is kind of sexy looking too. But I'm actually checking out this one building here. I don't know if they're adding stuff to it, because this one tall building, I guess it's a hotel or a business building, probably business building, but it looked abandoned for a while, and then it was hit by a tornado. Well, it was caused damage by the tornado. It had several broken windows. They let it sit there, look like shit. I was like, it's giving the area a black eye. Either fix it up and sell it, or tear the fucking thing down. Because I don't want us to look like Detroit. I'm sorry, but Detroit looks horrible. I mean, you have all the rundown buildings. My areas in Oklahoma, they do pretty good of repurposing old buildings. Well, let's see what. I guess I'll stay straight. Getting a little headache. I really need to get some Tylenol. But they could have, I really think Dark Side of the Ring could have done a two-parter on the plane ride from hell. I knew one of the flight attendants sued WWE. You figure, hey, we went, actually was about to hit the horn, but didn't do anything. I didn't press hard though. But when they said they went through 3 alcohol carts, you figured after they went through the second one, you figured no more. I mean, no more alcohol, you know. Probably after the first one they shouldn't. I mean, at least get the second one is like, alright guys, after the second one it's done. But you kind of had to blame partially on the people at the from the jet or the airplane, wherever, because they could have said no, but like they said, Ric Flair would have paid, like gave a couple $1,000s to get some alcohol in there. But doesn't mean they should have done it. But I thought that was great. great episode. I really don't know if there was any bad episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. I mean, there's several episodes that make, paint the WWE in bad view. They could have really done it with the Ultimate Warrior if they wanted to. They whitewashed the hell out of Ultimate Warrior. Especially after he passed away. I mean, he said pretty freaking nasty things about people. And then, also said some really bad stuff about gay people too. So, they really whitewashed the shit out of him. And quite frankly, one of the things, talking about the Ultimate Warrior, his fucking wife is until this past Hall of Fame, she would go on and on and tell the same story. I can understand the first year. It's like, since the Ultimate Warrior passed, and you go on and about his story and her story and their children. Like, I understand the first round, but you're not honoring Ultimate Warrior already got honored. How many you can mention about your history with him the first time around, but when it's every year, because bitch, it's not it's not Ultimate Warrior being honored again. It's it's other people that's getting the Ultimate Warrior or the Warrior Award. I had to pause for a second. I was parched. I had to get some drinky food. But when she kept on telling the same story every year, I was like, bitch, you're supposed to talk about the honoree, the one who's inductee. Not about Ultimate Warrior and your kids and you. I thought this past one, she actually did a good job. But I hate when I see her because I'm like, oh God, here's the story again. But I enjoy hearing about all the stories. I mean, Ric Flair told some great stories. Bret Hart told a great story. Bunch of them did. What the fuck is this guy? Don't. Yeah, fuck you. There's a guy on the corner trying to hustle. I'm sorry. I mean, this is how I feel when people come and ask me for money. I told this story before. I hadn't even got a job yet since I was moved back to Oklahoma. But I was on a date. I had some money, but not a lot. I had enough just to carry me to my next paycheck. Just enough. So I went on a date with this one girl. It was a hotel bar. And, just hanging out. Didn't really work out, but when I was done, I went to the Quick Trip right beside it. Gas up. What the fuck? And this person in the hearse all dressed up, asking me if I can pump gas in these herds. So like, dude, like, I just lost my wife. I just moved back here. I don't have a job. I was just listing a bunch of stuff. So I was like, I don't need your bullshit. At the very end, he's like, yeah, you gotta take care of yourself. Like, thank you. I'm sorry. I mean, I could sound heartless at some points. Like, the worst area about people begging for money is when I was in Las Vegas. A lot of times you'd be worried about the same thing. You'd go to the gas station. You'd be worried about someone either asking for money or asking for you to fill up their vehicle or a ride. Like, no. And then you'll be literally in traffic in Las Vegas and people will be, in the street begging for money. I'm like, I'm sorry. I mean, at that time, I really had no money to do anything like that. So I couldn't even do anything I really, really wanted. Like, if I wanted to get a game at that time frame, I would have to sell a bunch of games that I didn't care about. And I've done that several times before. I do that every once in a while as well. Like, I was like, ask her, I'll get, like, kind of how I did it for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. I still got the Sega Genesis games. Fuck. I can probably take that too somewhere and get, I can probably take them to Game Exchange or something. I still forgot about that. What's funny is that a lot of times I would have a couple consoles in here. Like, I remember one point I had a Atari 2600, a Wii U, a Game Gear, PS2 Slim in here, all broken. And I don't want to just chunk it. I mean, it's still worth just, like, if someone wants it, it's like, here. Because I hate seeing stuff, especially if it's definitely not being made no more. Just chunking it, it's like, oh, why? At least sell it for parts, and I could probably do that with my freaking Famicom disc system, sell it for parts. Problem is, I don't trust being a seller on eBay. I would always be scared to try to sell something on eBay. And plus, I hear it takes for a while to get that fucking money from eBay, too. I remember, oh gosh, talk about that broken Wii U. Yeah, something happened to our first Wii U. It was just busted, wasn't working right, but the gamepad still worked. So we didn't know who we can take it to. I mean, I guess actually, I could have took it to the Classic Game Junkies, but Scott. I actually saw Scott. He was in the. He looks like he was heading to Hooters. So I actually wanted to give him a call, so I'm going to take off. I'll be back.